All right, everybody, welcome back to the bench. So this week we're going to be talking about springs, different weights. Really, I wanted to see like how good the red spring was. So we're testing out the red spring, which is approximately 30% more power than your standard spring. So I did go ahead and I hit up Brownells. Brownells does have a ton of cool stuff. You guys can go ahead and pick up any of their Sprinco springs over there. Also picked a couple up for the Glock because I really wanted to test that out too, but we'll do that a different day. But I wanted to test it out with the Griffin system to see if it was going to help my 11.5 or my 13.9. Both of those are, one is slightly overgassed, it's just my 13.9. That one is not so bad. So the red spring with the Griffin definitely works. Now, to be honest, I think really what I need to do is go to an H3 buffer on my 11.5 when I'm running suppressed, just due to that. It's an extremely overgas system. It's really hard. You guys will see that here in the future. But I just wanted to give you guys this intro and let you guys know. We're going to talk just a little bit more on the back end, so stick around for that, and we'll go over some of that stuff. But go head on over to Brownells, use code BOP10, or I think it's BUILD15 right now. If you guys head over to there, you can use BUILD15. If not, just use code BOP10. And then if you guys want to try out the Griffin system, just head on over and try use code Jordan10. They might be running some sales right now, and usually when they're running sales, they have weird things where when they run sales, you can't use coupon codes. So I have no idea, but just go check it out. Use code Jordan10, and that'll help you save some money over there. I'll put both of those codes up on screen right now. We're going to head on out to the field. I've already shot all this stuff, so we're going to head on out there, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to go over the 11.5, the 13.9, and we're going to go over an LMT 12.5 mid-length. So we have one carbine length gas system, and then we have two mid-length gas systems, one more of a rifle size and one more SBR. So I figured that would cover the gamut. I'm not going to do every possible spring combination, but stick around till the end and we'll talk more about it then. Again, have fun and enjoy. All right, so we have the Griffin S.O.B system on a Sprinco blue spring. All right, so we're just going to continue testing with, I brought an orange spring, a 308 carbine orange spring from Sprinco, and a red enhanced spring. So we're shooting Freedom Munitions 223 Reman because I'm cheap, and that's what I have. So we'll do some testing. We'll see where the cases are ejecting real quick, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're getting right at 1 o'clock. So that's where our brass is going right there. So I'm going to swap out the spring, and we'll go from there. All right, so now we're taking out the blue spring. We're putting in the 308 carbine orange spring. So this is specifically meant for 308s, but you can use them to enhance the power of your 223. But I don't know if this is going to cause problems. I've just heard about people doing this on the internet, and I wanted to give it a try because I don't own a 308. So we'll try this right now. All right, so it's actually kicking them out farther, but it's still 1 o'clock. So now we're going to go to the S.O.B system with the red spring. All right, so now we have the extra power red spring. So this apparently is like 30% more power. And then for anybody wondering, I always put the red to the back. You can do it either way, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it makes a difference. Somebody on the internet will say, you should put it the other way. I'm just letting you guys know that's how I do it. If I can get it in there, there we go. All right. So here we go. If anybody wants to sponsor the channel, you're more than welcome, because every single time I do anything where it opens up a gun, YouTube decides that they're going to demonetize it. So here we go. So that was very erratic, but all of it was going forward. It's apparently extra power. All right, so this is a red spring with the Griffin S.O.B system. So this is just over an H2. So really what I want to show you guys is we now have an H2 with a Super 42 spring. Now this one is very well used, and I honestly think I'm going to need to pick up another one soon. At least another spring. If I can get it in there. There we go. All right, so when we shoot with the Super 42 system,
you guys can see how punchy it is. I'm not going to do a lot of recoil mitigation with this, so you guys can see exactly how punchy this is. It's very consistent, which is what I like, but it's one of those things that it's extremely hard to manage the recoil because you have so much going back, and it is, you know, especially when you add a suppressor. We're running the Sandman K, which, yes, is a smaller suppressor. We're running the 30 cal end cap, which decreases the back pressure significantly over the 5.56 end cap. But it is one of those things where it's just, it's like you feel it, you know it. I'm gonna train with the Red Spring and the Griffin S.O.B system just for a little bit here, and we're gonna kind of see how it is. I wanna see exactly what it feels like, especially when I'm like running and gunning and doing some stuff like that, so. All right, so running it with the Red Spring, it's less violent. All right, so it really is. I don't know what kind of magic Sprinco's doing. My first impressions were I didn't think it was doing anything. I absolutely am digging this setup. So as we can see, we are running the Red Spring. I don't think the Orange Spring did anything. I think that's just like a little bit extra power for a 308, which, to be honest, I think they're pretty similarly gassed. I know that when you build a 308, you have a lot of issues, but it feels, in running just a couple drills that I've run, which aren't very many, but it does feel better than the Blue Spring, and it feels better than the Super 42. Now, the reason why I went to the Super 42 was I didn't love the twang, and I really can hear the twang, especially in this, where when you're shooting, you can hear that twang of the spring. I don't know if that's going to be like a problem for everybody, but it is slightly annoying to me. But as you guys can tell, my groups, which are normally really good, I mean, I kept almost everything in the A zone and right here, and I think we were like 10 yards. So of course, you know, this is a rifle. We could definitely reach back a little further than this. But my groups have been really well, especially right in here. Now this definitely needs to tighten up, especially at 10 yards, but that's on me. I'm just out here LARPing. But, you know, for people who are really taking their training seriously, definitely understand that these are kind of shitty groups. These are all like 4, 5, 6 shot groups. I highly recommend playing with your spring weights to kind of get your ideal setup. As a lefty myself, I am happy that the rounds are going forward, which is really nice. But I would still like them to kind of go like anywhere between 2 to 3 o'clock personally, because it would be a softer recoiling system. It's like when this thing runs without a can, it's perfect. But when you slap a dead air Sandman K on here, it has a lot more back pressure. All right, so now we're gonna test it on my 13.9 mid-length with my upper from Trajectory Arms, which thank you to them. Go head on over there, show them some support, buy some of their suppressors that I can't afford right now. So we have the Blue Spring in here with the S.O.B system, and we're gonna try that real quick with some of my trusty Freedom Munitions 223 trash tier ammo that I know everybody loves to hate on. I'm going to continue to shoot this right-handed, but I will tell you guys exactly where the shells are going. So, all right. So everything's about 1 o'clock. One of those came out at like almost 2 o'clock, but everything else came out about 1 o'clock. So the Sprinco Blue Spring. Now we're going to transition to the Red Spring. All right. So I'm putting the Blue Spring back in here, and then we're going to move to the Red Spring. All right. So again, anybody out there wants to sponsor the channel, hit me up, because we have issues with YouTube. They do not like to monetize my videos if we're running that. So now we're doing the Red Spring with this, because we also know that the Orange Spring, the Carbine 308, didn't do very much. So I want to try the Red Spring, and we'll see exactly where our casings go. Oh wow. That's actually right almost at 2 o'clock, like right almost at 2 o'clock. Show that. Oh, now it's going all the way forward. So now it's going like forward to 1 o'clock. It was going to 2, but now I don't. Did my ammo change? Oh, I think I'm shooting 5.56 now. I think I half loaded this mag with 5.56. It's actually not bad. Actually, that feels really good. This stuff is 223. I actually verified that. So this is actually really soft. This is actually really soft. I'm gonna have my cameraman shoot this, and we'll have him tell you what he thinks about it. All right, so the cameraman is shooting the Sprinco Red Spring with the S.O.B bolt, or the S.O.B buffer. There we go.
That is actually really nice.
Yeah, it's a lot better, isn't it?
Yes, that is a lot better
Yeah.
compared to, what was that, the blue spring?
Yeah, the blue spring with the S.O.B buffer. The red spring, I mean, it's obvious, you know, 20 or 15 to 20% more power than the blue spring. And yeah, it's definitely done some good with this gun. And to be honest, most of this is definitely thanks to Trajectory Arms. They are an incredible company. They built that upper, and it is very, very nice. All right, so now we're gonna do the Super 42 with the H2. I added a tungsten weight to this. Last time I kept saying titanium, it's tungsten. I apologize. I did make a correction in that video, but somebody was apparently not watching, so just wanted to make sure y'all know that. Again, Freedom Munitions 223. This is the only stuff I have left for 223. We're gonna shoot this suppressed real quick, and this one I remember wasn't so bad. Now this is a 12.5 LMT mid-length barrel. I believe they don't change the gas port sizes on any of their uppers, so they're all the same. Whatever that is, we'll have my cameraman tell me that later, and I will go ahead and annotate that in the video. So here we go. All right, so that is right at 1 o'clock, almost to 2 o'clock. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna change out the Super 42 spring. And we're gonna put in the S.O.B system with the red spring, and get my hands ultra dirty, and yay. So all right, so that is literally almost 3 o'clock. That is very nice. Let me shoot this way real quick. That is butter soft. That is butter soft on this system, especially suppressed with what I would consider a higher back pressure can. I'm gonna have my cameraman shoot this real quick, and we'll see what he says. This is the Sprinco Red Spring with the S.O.B system.
All right, that is absolutely amazing. I'm sold. I'm honestly sold.
Yeah, like honestly, like not just for the camera, like
Not for the camera. I'm honestly sold. I'm probably gonna go home and put this in the cart tonight and get it purchased.
So the S.O.B with the red spring honestly is that much better than the Super 42 with the Geisley system or the blue spring.
I hate saying it, but yes, it actually is. It's actually that amazing. I'm gonna be honest. I have some shoulder pains today, and this thing I didn't feel it, not at all. It's butter smooth is absolutely correct. All right, guys. So we've got some PMC X-Tac 556 in here, and we're gonna go ahead and give this a go with the Sprinco Red Spring and Griffin S.O.B system. Okay, Hoodlum, you're gonna have to shoot this now. Like it's, I felt absolutely nothing.
All right, again, PMC X-Tac, Griffin Red Spring, and S.O.B, or I'm sorry, Sprinco Red Spring with the Griffin S.O.B system. This full power 556. I mean, we're like 20, 15 yards from the target, and I can just smack the head like the whole time. Like, it's not, it's just one of those things where it's, I think I again, we're going back to 223 here. There is honestly no difference. Griffin, thank you for the S.O.B system. Sprinco, thank you for the Red Spring. I think I'm gonna have to pick up like 2 or 3 more Red Springs now. My camera guy also has to pick up a Red Spring. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this, and I'm gonna run the heck out of this stuff on my 13.9, and I'll let you guys know what happens. But yeah, this is this is a fun gun. I also like LMT. Like LMT, if you want to send out a Spec War upper for review, please let me know. I will review the piss out of it. Thank you.
Beep.
All right. So, in my conclusion, I absolutely love the Sprinco Red Spring with the Griffin S.O.B system on the mid-length. On the 11.5, of course, the helicopters will fly right now. Go away! In conclusion, though, like on the 11.5, it doesn't do much. Like, if at all, it doesn't do anything. I will go ahead and state that on the mid-length systems, especially on that LMT that you guys saw earlier, it shot butter smooth. Like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with any of it. It's just one of those things where, like, it runs. This is virtually the same way. It is like shooting a pillow. That Sprinco Red Spring with that S.O.B system, I think is probably second to none. They also make the Sprinco rifle length spring, so you can do what you want there. I do recommend the S.O.B system for like the A5 and the rifle length stuff, if that's really how you want to go about it. I do recommend that for like 20-inch guns or 18-inch guns, any rifle length system. But yeah, so far I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and state that this is probably going to be my preferred setup. I ran about 9 mags, maybe 10 through this all day today. It's been fantastic. Every bit of it has been suppressed with the Sandman K, which does have a bit of back pressure with the 30 cal end cap. So yeah, it's very nice. I hope you guys enjoyed. This upper has been, Trajectory Arms built it. I did pay for that myself. They're an awesome company. They are not doing their uppers like to do their services right now for any of their armor services because they're focusing on their suppressor line. But if you do have the opportunity when they do open their books again, I highly recommend you go and get a Trajectory Arms built upper. They're absolutely fantastic. Like second to none build quality. I mean, this is Sons of Liberty Gunworks barrel. It's a mid-length barrel. It has a Forward Control Designs gas block that they pin. They tune the system to run pretty much 50-50 suppressed and unsuppressed. So it's just one of those that just, it works all the time, and it works fantastic. Plus this PWS ambi lower is just one of the nicer lowers you can get. I just like the enlarged controls, and yeah, they're really good. So go ahead, go pick one up. Use code BOP10 over at Brownells. I can't thank everybody enough for that. And then again with Griffin, just for full transparency, I have industry, so I didn't pay full price for any of that stuff. But with Sprinco, I don't have industry discount with Sprinco, but Sprinco makes some good springs. I wish they would just get rid of the twang out of the springiness. Like you can go with like a Tubbs flat wire, I guess, and stuff like that. But I've never messed with any of that. It looks pretty nice, and it runs really well. We're gonna head back to the bench, and we'll talk more about it there.
All right, everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed the data that we got, especially for the Griffin S.O.B system, along with the Sprinco Red Spring. We did gather quite a lot. I think for the 11.5, I'm going to need to go step up to an H3 buffer system. That's just how that's going to have to work. I will probably have to go to like a standard buffer and then grab the H3 specifically just to slow it down, because it is coming back. I guarantee you my bolt carrier velocity is extremely high. So that's just one of the things. I did notice when I was running the Red Spring and the Griffin system that the shells, the empty casings, were ejecting more consistent and more like further away than when I was just running the Blue Spring or I was running the Geisley Super 42. We were getting kind of erratic ejection. So there are a couple of things I think we could possibly do for this. One I don't want to do. To reduce the gas to the system, I don't want to have to use one of those gas tubes. I remembered it in my last video, and now I can't remember it now. I don't want to have to use one of the gas tubes to make it smaller. Not because I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to. I really just don't want to have to take off the handguard and do all that stuff. So that's really what it is. It's not that I'm anti those people. It's just that it's not my cup of tea. Apparently, also they need to be replaced every 10,000 rounds to maintain, I guess, consistency, because you'll kill them after a while. And to be honest, I think this has about 5,000 to 6,000 rounds on it, and it's it could just need a new gas tube. maybe that's it. Maybe I've just blown out the gas tube or something. Who knows? We'll figure that out at a later date. But I'm gonna go to an H3 for this system. I think I'm gonna go Super 42. I'll just buy tungsten weight for my H2, and we'll step that one up. And then if that doesn't work, I will also grab an H3 buffer to put in with the Red Spring, and we'll see how that does too, because I think that might help that out a lot. The mid-length system dealt better, especially being slightly overgassed with the Red Spring and the S.O.B system. I mean, it felt incredible when shooting. Slightly overgassed still, which, to be honest, you do need a little bit of overgassing to kind of drive the gun, and that's not a problem. And I don't mind guns being a little bit overgassed. It's when they're extremely overgassed, like the 11.5, is when we notice that we do need to change something, and we need to change something kind of drastically, because we were getting to the point where I did get a malfunction because the gun was so overgassed. So in conclusion with that, we're gonna step that up. But when it comes to the mid-length system, I might tinker around with the H3 on this, specifically due to the fact we have the Red Spring and the Red Spring and H3. Maybe that'll be like a really soft shooting combination. But I like how lightweight the upper is. I mean, if I were to have to do anything with this upper, it's probably going to be the one that I pick up, just because it is so lightweight. Plus, I would like it to shoot unsuppressed and suppressed. I know that nobody's going to care about that, but when it comes to the end of time, the suppression ability, could be diminished. We could break our suppressor or do something like that if you're going to go into like the without rule of law or SHTF type stuff. It's just one of those things where I feel like we have a good baseline for what we have and what's working really well, and we're going to go from there. I'll build off of that in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the data gathering stuff that we did there. And this will just be an S.O.B update with the Red Spring, but we're gathering it across multiple different platforms. And maybe this will help you in order to decide which route you want to go in putting your and how you deal with the gas on your gun, because you will have to deal with that at some point. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if you have any further questions. I will try to answer them in future videos, especially like if you have a question and I get a ton of people are like, oh yeah, do this, do that, do this. Like I will definitely try to answer that in future videos with testing that we can do out at the range. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, be a hoodlum.